Welcome back to the Goal Line Stand. We have an exciting episode planned for you guys today. First, before we get into it, please do me the favor of liking and subscribing so you will never miss another upload again. So, today we're talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes and some changes that they've made in the offseason to go and try to push themselves to potentially a national championship in 2022. Obviously, it was kind of a down year for the Buckeyes, not something that most of their fans were expecting. But this next year is looking to be a very promising year for the Buckeyes in Columbus. So, to start it off, they had some coaching changes, especially over the past couple of days, but the most notable one being Kerry Coombs leaving, Jim Knowles coming in to be the Buckeyes defensive coordinator. Jim Knowles previously coached the defense at the other OSU, Oklahoma State. He's done an amazing job there. We obviously saw a big step up in Oklahoma State's performance under Mike Gundy this year, and Jim Knowles is kind of behind that. Their defense is really good, and with Jim Knowles coming to Columbus, he also brought 2 graduate transfers and Tanner McAllister, a safety. I think Tanner McAllister will play an amazing part in that Ohio State team, trying to, just get the players under Jim Knowles' mindset, really. So I think that's just a great move from Ohio State and Ryan Day to go and recruit these guys to come in, and just great hires. So, Ohio State also made some other coaching changes, cleaned house almost. So, Greg Sidartwa, the old offensive line coach, is out, and, Matt Fry is in. I think that's a great hire. Fry did a great job at UCLA, and really showed how he could recruit. He's also previously worked with Ryan Day before. I think that's something that needs to be looked at as, maybe they have some chemistry here. Sidartwa, towards the end of his career at Ohio State, really wasn't recruiting well at all. Ohio State still got some solid guys, and Sidartwa, he could develop the guys. Notable names, Wyatt Davis. That's just the one that comes to mind. He was such a highly touted draft prospect. Obviously hasn't done much in the league in his first year now with the Vikings, but just a great prospect at Ohio State. We also had some other different coaching changes. Perry Lino, Cincinnati's cornerbacks coach, will come and coach the safeties at Ohio State. Lino is credited with Ahmad Sauce Gardner at Cincinnati, 0 touchdowns allowed in his entire collegiate career. He's going to be a first-round draft prospect. I think that's just a great hire to go and bring somebody off of Luke Fickell's staff. Luke Fickell, obviously, former Ohio State player, former Ohio State coach. I think that's just a great move by Ryan Day. And finally, Tim Walton will be coaching the cornerbacks at Ohio State. Tim Walton, obviously, Jacksonville Jaguars cornerbacks coach. Jalen Ramsey credits him with all of his accolades that he achieved in Jacksonville, says that he's one of the best coaches that he's ever had all time. Great news to hear if you're Ryan Day and all the Buckeye faithful. If that's just great news. So, with that being said, Ohio State also has some more good news. They have 8 home games in the shoe next year, which is very uncharacteristic towards their 4 away games, that's not a lot. 8-4, it's not very even. It's supposed to be even, but I mean, if I'm Ohio State, I'm not complaining at all. The more games you have at home, the more fans you have in the horseshoe, the better. Also, they're keeping almost their entire offense minus Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, but these big-time programs, they reload, they don't rebuild. And I've said that before. I said that in the Alabama video. Reload, not rebuild. And that's key to see that you have Brian Hartline, a great recruiter, a great coach, coaching the wide receivers and he just got a promotion, actually, to pass game coordinator, which is a technicality just to give him more money so he can stay. Brian Hartline has developed these guys that we're going to see now. He's developed Jackson Smith and Jigba. Amazing Rose Bowl game. That's not even an understatement. Like, insane Rose Bowl game. 347 receiving yards, Bowl record. There's just not much you can say about it. C.J. Stroud, Heisman finalist, he's coming back. Travion Henderson, sophomore year, he's bound to have a great year. Marvin Harrison Jr., sophomore year, also bound to have a great year. Julian Fleming or Emeka Egbuka, both number one wide receiver prospects in their respective classes. Fleming being a junior, Emeka Egbuka being a sophomore now. Ohio State is primed to have a good year offensively. There's just a lot of questions that you have defensively. Obviously, Denzel Burke on that cornerback side, he's a bright light for that Ohio State future. You get all these new guys coming in. You get Sonny Styles. You get C.J. Hicks. You get them kind of with the Ohio State defense. I think Ohio State is definitely not some team that you just want to mess around with. They start the season off in the Horseshoe against Notre Dame. That'll be a good game. I have them either going 11-1 or 12-0, and that's just straight up. They are a really good team on paper, but can that correlate from what we see now into next year? Ohio State is known to be kind of shaky at times, but also known to stomp some teams when it really matters, a la Michigan State this past year. So that's kind of where I'm standing on the Ohio State factor. But the main point I want to make about this is Ryan Day knows what it takes to beat Michigan. He's done it before. He knows what it takes, how to respond after you lose to Michigan. That happened with all the hires. I think that should not go without notice. Ryan Day knows what it takes. He's a real Ohio State football coach, and that's the mentality that they teach. Jim Tressel was hired on today 21 years ago, and I think he also held that same mentality. So, Ohio State, they have a vendetta for Michigan. Let's see if they can do it. There's all of those timers in Columbus, and I think that might be something that you need to look out for. That's all I have really here. Ohio State is a great, great team. They have a lot of momentum building, but can they finish, and can they answer these questions that most people have about them? Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe on the video, and stay tuned on the Goal Line Stand podcast.